Hi and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. This is episode 166. I'm Jessica, aka Naturally Nitty.
And I'm Alina, aka Started. This is February 3rd. This is our bi-monthly podcast. If you're a first-time watcher, welcome. If you're a regular, thanks for coming back. This is a planning podcast and a catch-up podcast because we haven't podcasted in a month.
You can totally blame me. I've been slacking. Anyways, so grab your knitting, pull up a chair, and craft along with us.
Okie doke. So, planning podcast. Let's start with the advanced studies.
Okay.
February is midterm for your OWL, 75% for your newt, and you should have started working on your order mission already. On the 24th of January, you could start working on it. I totally forgot to propose anything for it, so I'm not doing one. And I don't think I could have handled it because I have an OWL going right now. And obviously life is a little insane.
Uh-oh. We're having technical difficulties. We thought since Skype updated we wouldn't have problems. But apparently we do. I'm sure she's just getting her headphones. So yeah. Let's see. Order missions, starting, owls, midterms, newts, 75% by the end of the month. Yeah. And then there's Quidditch, which I have no idea what's going on because I have not read any of it. But let's see. It looks like rotation 2 is going on in Quidditch, even though I have no idea what that means.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so rotation 2 is you don't have to do... This Quidditch is nice because you don't have to do the rotation before to do the rotation after. Where basically, like, the first one was triage, so now you're in your, like, specialization as a nurse or whatever. I'm not really a nurse, whatever it's called in the wizarding world. So you can pick whichever specialization you want, and there's just different things to make for the different options. You can go the first floor, which is creature-induced injuries, or the third floor, which is potions and plant poisonings. And there's just different options of what you can do. So,
Fun. Have you done any Quidditch this term?
I did triage. I frogged 2 things.
Cool.
I had started that baby gift for baby Jude, and it was like way too big, so I frogged it. And then I frogged the sweater for Bella that I started like 2 years ago. And she's been bugging me about it, which I talked about last month. And I was going to do like a project for her for an order mission, but I forgot to propose it. 1, and 2, life is just insane. So obviously it's not the time to do all the advanced studies that I can do. So, but yeah, so
life goes on.
Yeah. Now, so ancient runes stuff.
Ancient Minoan civilization. Yeah. Did I say that right? Please craft something to represent the Minoan civilization, either by using 100% wool in your crafting or by crafting something with some kind of illusion in honor of the mysteries of certain hieroglyphics and a linear A.
That's kind of Greek to me, all of it.
Yeah.
But I read it. I did. And I guess, like, this culture, they don't really know what they spoke.
Okay.
So they are still like deciphering the hieroglyphs or whatever, but it's like the basis of Greek and everything. So that's why this is what they want you to make. But they have translated a few words, and one of them is wool. So
Okay. So
that is why the
that's
homework
pretty
is what it
easy.
is.
You can knit something with 100% wool or spin something, I'm sure, or whatever.
And I put the FAQs in there because people might be confused as to what that means.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, so all types of wool. I see you have like superwash, merino, cashmere, alpaca, cormo, whatever. That's all wool. It comes from a sheep or llama, alpaca, whatever.
But if you're going to mix, you can mix breeds, but you can't mix species. So you can't have like wool and cashmere.
Okay.
Because
so you can have two different kinds of sheeps.
One sheep and one goat is not okay, but two different kinds. Like if you have BFL and Polworth, you're fine.
Okay.
Because they're both sheep.
Makes
basics.
Sense.
But you can have 100% alpaca or, 100% cashmere, which is some expensive yarn. But, So, yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So that one's really, really an easy one, I think.
Yeah.
If you can knit socks in a month, that is the class to put it in. Okay. Next up is architecture, which you remember is a new subject this term. This one we're studying gringotts. Your assignment this month is to explore the function and beauty of gringotts by craft something with cables to represent the tunnels, or craft something in black, white, gray, or gold with crystals to represent the... Oh, I have to scroll, sorry.
Lobby.
Represent the lobby and the gorgeous chandelier. And you may include other colors, but the white, gold, gray, and or black or beads must be clearly dominant. They will gladly accept beading, jewelry, sewing, needlepoint, pottery, woodworking, and woodworking crafts as long as they fit the prompt. So that's cool.
That is cool. Or cables. Fun stuff.
So that cabled hat you've been wanting or a scarf goes perfect in there.
Totally.
Or if you are like a person who makes jewelry, boom, you can turn in jewelry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find what... I'm so bad. I'm going to knit on my owl while we're doing this. And I don't know what row I'm on.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good.
So I'm trying to find... Luckily, I have it on my phone in a app. My knit counter app. So I have to find out what one I'm in. 6.
Okay, so moving on to arithmancy. This month is love. Knitters, crocheters, and weavers craft something that will be given as a gift to someone you love. Dyers and spinners create yarn or fiber that will be made into a gift for someone you love or given as a gift itself to someone you love. Non-RAV crafts will be accepted in this class. Make a gift or valentine for someone you love. No prior approval is needed. That's pretty wide open.
Yeah,
like
so if you're
for anything. So that's like your freebie class.
Definitely. So, and any Ravelry craft, non-Ravelry craft. Yeah. So any craft.
Mm-hmm.
So
wide open.
Yeah. I have no idea what I'm doing for a class this month. I'm not sure that I have anything that I absolutely have to make.
Okay.
I guess sorry, the dog just chased the cat and it was kind of funny. Anyways, I guess I could do the Baby Jude sweater.
You could.
since I frogged it. So, anyways, okay, sorry. Astronomy. Craft something in the form and or containing a hexagon, circle, or oval. Please show us the required form in your photo. If you don't manage to show the completed project as a whole and the hexagon, oval, / circle at the same time, please add more than one picture. Non-Ravelry crafts will be accepted if they fit the prompt. Prior approval is not required. So you need a hexagon, circle, or oval. They were telling us about different stars, and when you looked up, it created a hexagon.
Okay.
Almost like a circle too, though. So that's what it was.
It's pretty cool. You could do.
So
like
if you have a hat
or something.
Yeah.
Because that could be like an oval or a circle.
If you have a hat, just turn it in so you see the top of it as a circle, and then I would like outline the circle, like get your paint out, not your paint, but your paint on your computer, the paint program, and just like highlight it, if that makes sense.
No painting your knitting.
No, don't paint your knitting.
Just kidding. But yeah. That's cool. Let's see. Charms. Calaveria. We want you to practice the color changing charm this month by crafting an object that changes colors. This can be achieved using more than one yarn or dye, or a gradient or self-striping yarn.
That's like, they're all like really wide open.
That's nice. I like wide open classes.
I was thinking if I clear off my spinning wheel and get time to spin, this would be a good class to spin one of those loop bats.
Ooh.
Boom.
I have a few of those that I've been saving up.
There you go. Me too. So that would be a perfect class for that.
It would. Or like you said, striped socks or something like that.
Yeah, I can't knit socks in a month, so that's like totally out for me. But I could dye sock yarn.
You could.
Self-striping. That takes a lot of work, though.
It does. I have never done it, but I can imagine.
Okay, let me scroll down some. Divination. For your homework this month, please craft something which contains a physical representation of a star / constellation. This can be using color work, beads, lacework, or physical shape to create a star. Spinners and dyers may spin or dye a lace weight yarn. So this was talking about the different divination professors and how we had friends and how he taught us by looking at the stars, and then how he was ostracized and stuff like that. So that's why you're crafting a star.
Cool.
But there's like the stars from Mario Brothers. There's like a crochet amigurumi. You could do that. So that's like a simple one. Or if you do like any lace work, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
Like if you can knit a shawl in a month, more power to you.
Right.
That would be perfect.
Well, even, I was going to say, spinning lace weight kind of takes a lot of time.
It takes away a lot of time. A ton of time.
You could probably do it in a month, but I think that like would be all you'd spin.
Yeah, but you would get a lot of points because you would get a lot of.
Sorry.
So yeah, but that would be like a super. That would be like if you only are doing one class a month and you're focusing on yardage more than all the classes.
Right.
That would be. This is the month to do it for that class.
Right. Okay. Muggle Studies. We're doing toys. For this month, like Arthur, we want you to play around and have fun. You can make battery-operated or just some simple toys, collector edition toys, or things that just things that are fun to play with. Make some baby muggles. I am like totally dyslexic right now. Some baby muggles like to play more with wrapping paper than opening presents than with the present itself. So keep this in mind when showing us playful and fun things. So basically, I think anything can be used as a toy, is what they're kind of saying. Knitters, crocheters, weavers, show us some playing and fun. Examples: shawls are known to be excellent kites. Dishcloths can be funny rabbits. Spinners and dyers, you could have fun. You could have a fun way to present your yarn or explain to us why the technique you used was fun, or use a non-traditional way of dyeing or spinning. Example: fun hand-painted yarns or art yarns. They will be accepting non-Rav Craft needle crafts this month. So if you wish to use the non-Ravelry craft, please ask for approval first.
So I kind of related to this. I saw this video on Ravelry. This guy like tie-dyed this like blanket or something, and he was like unwrapping it, and it turned out really amazing. So I wonder if you could do something like that for yarn.
Maybe.
Like a tie-dye effect almost. That would be really cool. I guess it would be kind of hand-painted, but it would still be cool. It turned out really awesome. So yeah.
It could be.
I guess if you had a sock blank, you could totally do it. So that would be fun. Okay. Next up is Transfiguration. Do a Grouch a favor day. This month, conjure an item that will make someone's day brighter. And they showed Moody in the picture, but they said you didn't have to craft something related to him. Just you're making someone's day brighter. And that could be anything. Like anything. Like I had a friend who she wanted hand knit dishcloths.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't a grouch though, but she wanted hand knit dishcloths, so I knit them for her, and she didn't want to learn, and she wanted to pay me. Like when people want to buy hand knit dishcloths, I just tell them to pay. I will teach them because they never can pay you what it's worth your time, if that makes sense. So that's my little soapbox rant for the day, that people don't like to pay what knitting is for.
But that's pretty much a freebie too, a freebie class. You can do like anything for that.
Yeah.
Nice. Or wide open. Whatever.
Totally.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, so that's all the classes. Back to our regularly scheduled podcast. Mojo, do you have any mojo?
No, Joe.
I do. I finished the hat I was knitting for Andy.
That's awesome.
Out of my hand spun. It turned out really nice.
It's beautiful. Well, cool.
Yeah, totally manly. It's like a mistake rib pattern, so it's like...
I like it. Very textury. It's great with the hand spun.
Yeah. So I knit that, and I finished it in Chicago when we were waiting for a train. And I took a picture, and then I didn't turn it in till like the day before the end of the month, because that's how crazy life has been. But that's all that I finished.
Okay.
So, do you have any whips?
Just that shawl I've been working on, but really I haven't worked on it this whole month. Do you have any whips?
Yeah, I am currently working on my owl, which this is the Bitterroot shawl. I'm on the C chart, so I have a couple more charts, but to get to 50%, that needs to be done, and I need to have the sleeves of one of my sweaters done or the body of one of my sweaters. Like, I need to have either the sleeves of one sweater done or the body of the other sweater done.
Have you been working on either of those? So you need to get cracking.
I know. Crack-a-lackin'. So I'm also working on, I started this Superman sweater for Joshua for his birthday because we were going to be there for his birthday and I wanted to surprise him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing it as color work. And then my needle broke. Oh, not my needle, the cord broke, which I have it sitting here because I have to email knit pics because it just broke off.
Oh, you haven't contacted him yet? I've had that happen so many times. It's not even funny.
I have had it too. I'm actually thinking of switching to the Chiagu interchangeables.
Okay.
See?
Mm-hmm.
Because while it would be more expensive to get another whole set, the Chiagu has the steel that goes all the way through. And because it's steel, they have interchangeables that go all the way down to 00.
Ooh, that's cool. Whereas Knit Picks only goes to 4, right? Ugh, I can't hear you again. It was just a minute.
I like the Chiagus because I like them for my socks. Those are the ones that I bought. I have like 4 pairs of.
I keep meaning to get some because you always say that, but I never have.
They're like because they're harder than the traditional aluminum needles that you have.
Bend mine.
Yeah, they don't bend as much. But anyway, so I'm tempted to get those because that broke. Back to what I was saying. So it broke, so I didn't finish it. And then when I got home, I had like the chart started, but it was like color work, and I didn't like how it was pulling. So I ripped it and decided to just do duplicate stitch on it. Okay. So I got about this far. I have like maybe 3 more inches to knit before I do the ribbing at the bottom. And it's going good. Like, I was taking this around with me everywhere. And it's nice knitting for, like, a little kid. But it takes a lot of yarn. This is about 300 yards already.
Yeah. What needles? 6s or something? 7s? 9s?
I think these are 6s because I didn't have my 7s or 8s. Okay. Like, I would have used 8 if I could.
Yeah.
But I think they're all in use. The 7s are on my shawl, actually. And I think the 8s are on one of my sweaters. And the 9s are on the other one. So that's why this got 6s. But no, it's turning out nice. And I think like this sweater will be really nice if I can get it. And then I can do the Superman, because it was going to be a Superman chart. I can do the Superman up here. So it'll be like on his chest.
Yeah, it'll be cute.
So yeah, but I figured I'll just do the duplicate stitch because I really, really did not like how the color work was working out. Like, you know, if you ever done color work, it's a little different than if you do Intarsia, because Intarsia is like every 4 stitches it's changing colors. Intarsia, you know, like.
Yeah. And
then color work is more like picture, right? I'm confusing the two?
No, Intarsia is worked back and forth like on Knit and Purl rows, and it's just a picture.
Okay. So anyways, but like in the round, it's hard to just do a picture.
It is.
So yeah, but I saw like a picture. This is like kind of random. Not really, it's related. I saw someone had bought a baby sweater for their baby, and it was a sweater, and it just had like a felt picture sewn onto it. And so then I was thinking maybe I could do the Superman thing in felt and just sew it on.
That could be cute. Like needle felt or sewn like
the wool felt.
That would be cute. Like a patch almost on it.
Yeah, because that would be way easier than doing the duplicate stitch. No, I'm just being lazy because duplicate stitch really is not that hard. But yeah, so this sweater is almost done. But it is also going to detention. I turned it in for Muggle Studies last term, like an incomplete.
Okay.
So
that's good. Got some points for it.
Yeah, but that's all I did. Like, I did a lot of sewing last month, but my thing is I keep forgetting to take pictures of them, so then I can't turn them in. And then this month I'm finishing the stuff I cut the other day, so I can't even do that for this month.
That happens.
Yeah, and I kind of think the teachers must be sick of me turning in like 50 bags for a class.
You do what you gotta do.
Yeah, but I feel bad. So I tend to like not turn those in. But I might if I cut some more stuff for...
I wouldn't feel bad about it. It's what you're crafting.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm weird. But, I do, have to sew a lot because I have Indie Knit and Spin this weekend and Pittsburgh Knit and Crochet next month. So I will be cutting more, so.
Busy.
Yeah. Which is good, I don't mind. And then hopefully I'll have homespun again also in March too. I won't hear for a couple more days if I got into that. So anyways, back to our podcast. Spinning.
I've been spinning on this. Sorry, my lighting's really bad.
That's really pretty. Is that what color is that?
It's just some Rolex. I called it Deep in the Forest. It's just greens and blacks and some sparkles and stuff.
Cool. Did you open up your shop, by the way?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Oh, actually, I started something on the wheel because Truben wanted some yarn.
Oh, that's right. He told me that. Or he told you that.
But he wants it so he can knit with it. So, like, it was really hard picking out of my stash, like, to spin something for him. So I found something that I dyed, like, years ago. And I think I'd used some of it to... I must have did something with it because I only had, like, 2 ounces left. So it's, like, light blues and greens for him.
That's cool.
That I started spinning. And he keeps getting on me about finishing it. But he has this, like, loose tooth that he's had for, like, 2 weeks now. But it's, like, totally, like, crooked. It's not even straight. It's, like, crooked and, like, it's so disgusting. So I'm like, I'm not going to finish your yarn until you pull that tooth out. But he, like, won't pull it out. I can't hear you again. Which is funny because... like, Chloe, on the other hand, the second a tooth is loose, she, like, rips it out and she's, like, gushing blood.
Yeah. Why doesn't he? That's so gross.
I don't know.
I hate teeth.
It's so funny looking. Like, every time I look at him, it just makes me laugh.
Like a snaggle tooth.
It really is. And then he, like, puts his lip up and there's, like, a little tooth hanging. You know, it's so funny. I should take a picture of it. But yeah, so I'm like, I'm not going to finish. He's like, you should have more of this done by now. I'm like, no.
It's like, you're like, I don't have to craft for points this term. Not doing it.
I've been so slacking, not being playing. It's, like, nice, though. I think, gosh, I've been playing since I was pregnant with Truben, so it's, like, 6 years. And, like, the last couple years, I never took a break because I was doing, newts all the time. So I'm really enjoying just not doing anything.
But it's bad because, like, we haven't caught up for a month. Well, less than a month.
Because we went on vacation and then we came back and it was, like, craziness and then whatever. We won't let that happen this next month.
No.
We'll
so, I'm not spinning anything.
Okay.
I have stuff that I need to finish for detention, but I haven't actively touched it except for to move it out of my way. So that doesn't count. So up next is sewing, which I have been doing a lot of, which I kind of talked about earlier. So I have a show this weekend, Indie Knit and Spin in Pittsburgh. If you live close, come by.
You ready for it?
No, because I was sick yesterday. Monday. I was sick on Monday and yesterday. Anyways, we'll talk about that in randomness.
Okay.
So, binging. Are you binging on anything? Watching, reading?
Yeah. So, on our trip, because we went to Colorado on a train, I downloaded the Fallen series on my Kindle app. So it was okay. It wasn't, like, the best read ever. I think it took me, like, a whole book. There's 4, maybe. I didn't read the 5th one. It took me, like, the whole first book to, like, get into, like, the style of writing or the character, I guess. And then it just kind of got interesting. It was alright. It was good. It's about angels. You know, whatever.
Because I actually have that book.
And you don't like it.
And I started reading it, but I just couldn't get into it. I think it's the angel thing.
The first, well, they're fallen angels, but whatever. Yeah, it took me a while to get into it, and I'm like, once I did, I finally did, and it's because that's all I had at the time. So I read through those, and then I also read, I didn't write these down, I didn't update my thing, I'll do it before
show notes.
We post notes. But I also read the Selection series.
Madison read those. She really liked them.
It's like The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Which I laughed at because Dawn, our sister, was talking about how much she loves that show. And I'm like, I've never been into that kind of stuff. So it was also interesting. It wasn't like anything I go crazy over. Did Madison read all 3 of them?
I think so. The Selection, like, there's like a picture of a girl on the cover, right?
It's like a
dress.
Like a prom-y type dress, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because like, so there's this.
It's not a series I would read right now because of teenagers.
Well, it's not really. It's a little older than that, though. It's like a prince who has never dated, but he needs to find a wife, and so they do this like selection. And they start out, I forget how many, it was like 30 or 40 girls, and it's funny. Not funny, but the main character, she, like, doesn't even want to be in it, so, like, she doesn't care about it, but obviously, you know, like, he likes her the best, and blah, blah, blah. But yeah. And then I've also been reading some random stories. Have you ever heard of Wattpad?
Yes.
I kind of found it, and like some of them, like, people write their own books.
Yeah.
Some of them aren't that great. I found a couple that are alright. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. I have been reading a lot. Like, I started a couple of books and had to stop them. Like, Eat, Pray, Love, because I really liked that movie. Did I tell you this last time?
I remember.
So I started reading the book, but I had to put it down because it was annoying. Like, whiny, complainy, annoying. Like, I can't handle this book anymore type. Okay. Like, the movie was really good, but the book was kind of blah. And then I went on to kind of read. So, like, I give books, like, I couldn't have read that Fallen book. Like, I started reading it, and if I can't get into it, the series, like, in the first book, I stop reading it. Like, I have a whole file, like,
Oh, you stopped talking. You ended with, you have a whole file
on Goodreads that says probably not going to finish, and I put them in there. And then I put them to my read thing because I probably am not going to finish them, and I don't want to keep them in my currently reading or to read lists.
Okay.
But I started reading. I'm doing, like, I've been reading the Temperance Brennan series, so I finished the second book, and they're like kind of not dark, but they're like deep series, and she's like always dealing with finding out who killed whatever. So it's kind of like a lot to take in. So I have to like not read them in one right after another.
Okay.
So I started reading the Shannara Chronicles. So the Sword of Shannara. I think I'm saying it right. Because I was getting excited to watch the new TV show. And they started with the second book in the series, and I'm on the first one, which is not a big problem. The first one, though, seriously, this book had to have written before there were fan fiction sites. Like, it's like totally ripped from J.R.R. Tolkien. Like, the whole thing, I'm like, oh, this sounds familiar. Oh, that's right, because Bilbo did that. You know what I mean? Like, are you kidding me? But I mean, it's not too bad. Like, I mean, it's like he took the Lord of the Rings and like turned it so it was not a hobbit. It was like a kid. He's like half elf. And, you know, I mean, there's some differences in there. And I mean, like, the character development is really good. And it doesn't have all, like, the sing-songy songs. Like, if you read The Lord of the Rings, like, his storytelling, Tolkien's storytelling is, like, epic. And it has, like, the songs and all the descriptions and stuff like that. So it kind of skips that. But the Shannara Chronicles has the descriptions. It just doesn't have, like, the songs and stuff.
Okay.
So it's good. But I having like problems like continuing because I'm like, good Lord, this is long, and I already read this because I've read Tolkien and I like them, you know. So I'm having like issues like that. Like the story is really good and I'm enjoying it.
But you feel like you've been there and done that.
Yeah, because you know, like people said that about the Aragon books, which is true. But I think people say that they read
that they're like the Lord of the Rings.
Well, people said that the Aragon series was like the Lord of the Rings, but I think they say that whenever you have elves and dwarves and stuff like that in a book series, because they kind of are similar if you go with the standard theme of the fantasy realm. You know what I mean? Like they're elves, you know, but like the Shannara Chronicles are a little different. So they're a little different. I just am having like real issues because it's so much like the Tolkien series. Like there's a guy and there's a sword. It's not a ring, it's a sword. And you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And
there's a bad guy who's coming back. But I've been watching the TV series on MTV. And I'm up to date. Like I missed the first one because we were on the train, so I watched it on their app.
How many episodes?
I think there's 3.
Oh, okay.
Like this Thursday will be the next one. And so I really like it. They did a really, really, really good job. Of course, it's the second book. So it's about the people I'm reading now. It's like his kid. Oh. So, you know, so I mean, like, there's like a part of the story I've missed because I haven't finished the book yet, but that doesn't bother me. But they're doing a really good job with that. So, yeah. But anyways, back to reading. So I was reading that, and I'm like, I have to stop this because it's bugging the crap out of me. So I'm like, I need something like light and not hard. So I started reading a series of unfortunate events.
Okay.
And I'm on the 4th. I'm gonna get ready to start the 4th book. So they're kind of funny, like. They're depressing and sad because the kids have all this bad stuff happen to them, but they're hilarious and funny. Like, all the small things in there are just really funny. Like, this last one, she was, like, talking about her husband and how he died. And then she was like, I like to imagine, he liked the sun, so I like to imagine that he's now in someplace warm that's really, really warm and hot. And I mean, I like laughed so hard. And you know, like kids reading these books, they're like for middle grade kids, basically. Kids reading these books won't get it, but I was like dying. I was like laughing so hard.
That's funny.
But yeah, so it, you know, like just like, and it's like the series is very like tongue in cheek, like the stuff they say and the stuff that happens. You're like, really? Come on. So it's like a light read for really fun. Like when I'm sewing, if I don't put a book in, if I'm like watching TV trying to sew, I don't do well. Like, so I need like a couple of books just to get me through. And the ones that are fun and quick like that are nice because I can go through them and just like focus on sewing. So yeah, but I've been watching Jessica Jones on Netflix.
You like it?
It's very dark.
Okay.
Like, yeah, like you think like Avengers and stuff, because it's the same.
You stop talking again. It's the same what?
It's like the same genre as Marvel.
Okay.
So they talk about where in the Avengers when the aliens came and attacked, they talk about it, but she's like living there, and she's just a private eye, but she's like really strong.
I was gonna say, what's her power? Because like I saw the
I actually looked it up on the Marvel wiki and like learned some backstories because I was like needing to know this stuff. But I started watching it. The first episode, I give a show a couple of episodes before I don't like it, but by the second episode, I was like drawn in really, really quick. And the only thing is, she's like the lady who plays her, she was like an annoying friend on a different movie, so she kind of comes off as annoying, but she's kind of like an angry girl in this one. So I don't mind her as much, but it's really good. So I've been binge watching it, and David Tennant is the bad guy in that one.
That's awesome.
So it's really good. And so I've been binge watching that, and then I was binge watching Z Nation, which is a sci-fi zombie show.
I need to catch up on that.
Okay, so I'm not sure if Z Nation is like, I can't understand. I mean, I like the show, but I don't know if they're trying to be a serious show.
It's like hilarious.
Or if they're trying to make fun of the serious zombie shows like The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they're like trying to be a show or they're just trying to make fun of a show and still be a show. I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to just be like my favorite horrible sci-fi movies, but a TV show.
I think I'm only like maybe halfway through the first season of that, but I think like, yeah, like you said, it's semi-serious, but like they're making fun of it the whole time, which is great. It's funny. I laugh
all the time, and Andy's like, I can't handle the show. It's so cheesy. I'm like, that's why it's hilarious. But yeah, so I've been watching that. I actually am in the second season now. But we watched Sharknado, which is also a sci-fi show. Sharknado 3, not Sharknado 1 or 2, 3. So we watched it, and the girl from Z Nation was in there, and what's his name? The guy from 90210 is in the Sharknadoes. I forget what his name is in the Sharknado. He says to her, he's like, she was saying something about sharks, and he's like, well, it's better than it could be zombies or something like that. And I laughed so hard, and Andy's like, what? I'm like, she's in that Z Nation show. That's why that's so funny. And he was like, whatever, I hate that show. But anyways, so I think like they're like trying to, it's like a show, but I think they know how cheesy it is, so they like play it up is basically where I was going with that. So let's talk about Shadowhunters. Have you seen any of it?
Yes, I think I still have an episode or two waiting for me. I watched like the first 2 episodes. Not too bad.
What are your thoughts?
It's not exactly with the book.
No.
There's still things that like piss me off, and I'm like, really? If you're gonna do the show, do it right.
Yeah.
But it's better than the movie was. I'm like, eh.
And I was watching it hoping I could let the girls watch it because they really wanted to watch it. Like, Madison has read the first book, I think.
They kind of wear some risque clothing.
Yeah. Last week's episode, I was like, no wonder they changed their name from ABC Family to Freeform. Like, that's what I was thinking. Because I'm like, this is definitely not a family show. No, I was watching it for that at first, and I was like, this is definitely not for kids, but I am kind of enjoying it, though I'm kind of annoyed with things like,
or even how they use their stele, and they just like magically like, voila, it's like a magic marker that
they're not even writing the
shows it up. I'm like, they're supposed to be like dragging it, and like it burns, and like it's a tattoo type. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like, that's like one main thing that they do throughout the whole thing that,
Yeah.
Really? It pissed me off. Sorry.
So, but yeah, no, that annoyed me too. And I'm
not sure if I like Clary.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think partly because she's from the Disney movie that the girls love.
Which one?
Girl versus Monster. She's like the singer that breaks her neck from.
I haven't seen that one, but not that I don't like her, but I'm just
she's kind of
bubbly.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I think she's doing an okay job, though.
I don't think she's bad. I think I need more time. I only watched the first 2. Is there 3 or 4 now?
There's 3. I watched the
it'll
third
be
one
on last night,
TV.
Right? It's on Tuesdays. I don't know. I have them recorded.
Or isn't it Thursdays? Oh, I must have missed it then. There'll be 4 then if it's on Tuesdays. So I missed the Shannara Chronicles too then. Because it's Shadowhunters and then Shannara Chronicles.
Yeah, so I watched the first 2. I love that Magnus Bane is the actor. He's from Glee. He's like the one guy from Glee. So like I like him.
Yeah, I just wish there was more of him. Like he vanishes. Like the first episode.
I'm sure they'll bring him back.
Well, yeah, they have to. But I mean,
he's a main part of it. Oh, you're cut out again. Her.
Okay.
So he's cool. They totally made up some extra characters, like but whatever.
Yeah, but what are your thoughts on having the what's his name guy, the one that has to stay in the what's his name? The guy who ends up being bad and working for her dad. What's his name?
Which guy?
The guy with the crow in the movie, in the book.
Oh, he's like super young and doesn't even look like. I can't even think of his name.
See, I can Hodge.
Hodge.
What do you think of him? Like, what do you think of him like being young and then being like the weapons master young and can't talk about it and it burns him? What do you think about that?
That was different. I was kind of like, meh, okay. Though he did have like. Not spells, but like I don't think he could say much.
I thought he just didn't because he was actually working for Valentine.
I can't remember. I haven't listened.
I haven't read the book in a while, but anyways. Okay.
Yeah. Him being young kind of threw me for a loop. Though he was their trainer, like, and he pretty much raised the 3. Also, their compound is like super busy, which it wasn't in the book. It was basically like those 3 kids and Hodge.
Oh well, and didn't they have like
and their family? But they were like gone for like the first couple books.
Well, no, didn't they have like the 2 mundanes who like cooked for them and stuff and cleaned? Or am I mixing up the older version?
The other series.
Oh, okay. So never mind.
The divine. No, the. Why can't I think of the other series? The Clockwork Angel ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So see, I'm like mixing up the 2 series now.
Yeah. But no, so it was basically like the 3 kids
like a busy
and Hodge. Well, and then their parents, but they were gone to Idris or whatever with the other kid brother. But they had like all these different people working and like just in the background, and I was like, whatever.
But I guess that kind of works. Like, and it's more modern than the books, you know, because they have like. Well, I guess they had cell phones in the books too.
They did, but they didn't have all the computery stuff.
Yeah, but anyways, I like it, but I'm not allowing the girls to watch it because I was watching it because they changed it too. Like, once she's 18, she'll grow into her birthright type of thing, and we need to tell her and
they changed
stuff like that. But I did like who they cast for Luke.
Yeah,
I like him as Luke. I don't know who that actor is, but he's doing a really good job, I think.
Did they have him change yet? I haven't.
Well, in the first one, he changed, remember?
No.
And he like. Or was it the second one? They didn't show it. They just show the car wreck.
Oh, that's right. Okay. You're right.
But I liked him.
No, yeah. I was happy with that. And I like who Simon is, his character.
Yeah.
I think he'll be good. I didn't like him on the movie.
So anyways, okay. We're done with binging. Let's move on to the real life because this is going to be a really long one. So we went to Colorado and had a train ride, and it was very, very long.
It was awesome.
And very crazy.
You can check it out with our hashtags on Instagram.
Yeah.
I forget.
And we have pictures, and I uploaded a bunch to Facebook too.
I need to get my camera out and download those. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. So then, right after we got back, we were doing our laundry, and we got like most of the laundry done, and then our washing machine stopped spinning. Yeah. Granted, it was 16 years old.
Oh, that's sucky.
Or 17. And so we needed to get a new washer. So we're like, look, we go to the store, like we're looking, and I'm thinking, oh, it's not going to be that much because it's a washing machine. We go, and like the cheapest one is like $500. Like seriously, even the scratch and dent ones were like $500. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I went on Craigslist and we found one. For the lady wanted $40 because she got a new front loader, and this is just your basic washing machine. Actually, it reminds me of one of the first washing machines Mom had, because it's like exactly like I remember washing clothes when I was younger. So she was like, I'll take $25 for it, and I couldn't take $25 out of the ATM, so I gave her $30 because. So we got it, and it works. It has one cycle. It works, though. I don't freaking care.
And it's cheap.
Yeah. So if that lasts, like, a year so we can, like, save up to get a new one, I'll be fine with that. But, yeah. So during that time, also, was the big snowpocalypse you might have heard of. And we got like 18 to 20 inches in like one day. It was crazy pants. And it happened on like a weekend. So the girls were like, I want to sleep over at so-and-so's house. And we were like, oh. The girls were like, gonna sleep over at a friend's house. And they were gonna just sleep over on Friday, but because the snow happened, they ended up sleeping over Friday and Saturday. So we had like a whole weekend free.
That's nice.
Andy had been playing kickball with some of the older kids, and he like pulled a muscle in his leg, and he was like he had like a fever, like he was like really cold and sick feeling, so he didn't feel good.
That stinks.
Yeah. So then, he was better like the next day, and we shoveled out, and then we went and picked up the kids on Sunday, and went to the Ice Fest in Ligonier, which is I usually share pictures of it. Like they have people come and they just shave. They take the cubes of ice and they make cool sculptures with the chainsaw. And they have like all kinds of stuff going on. But I was also going because Kathy Zimmerman, who owns Kathy's Creations there, which is a knitting store, had seen one of my bags, and she wanted to see more of my bags to hopefully wholesale them, so I could wholesale them to her. And so I took some of my bags, and she went through and picked some, and that was nice too. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So then. Like last 2 weekends ago, and then this past weekend, this is great, like having the girls have friends. They slept over again on a Friday night at different friends' houses. This is kind of awesome. Like, so we get like free nights, but it was like that Friday they went to there was like a basketball game, so Andy was like at the school till like 8, so he came home and pretty much like crashed.
Aww.
So that was kind of boring. Like, we didn't even get to go out on a date, but maybe this weekend. No, just kidding, because this weekend is Indie Knit and Spin, so it's not gonna work.
It's funny. So the kids got out of school for our vacation like a whole week plus a day, and then we get back and they didn't have school Monday for, was it Columbus Day or something?
Martin Luther King Day.
Whatever. It was something. And then this week, now we have conferences on Friday, so they don't have school. Like, I swear, for like the past 2 months, they've gone to like 3 weeks of school or something. It's like insanely crazy. We've just been busy around the house, and it's gotten so messy. But yeah, catching up on laundry was fun. Actually, Joe did a lot of it.
Really? That's nice. Well, Andy did.
Because I was like, I'm so done. I don't want to do anything. But no, it was. Life has just kind of been crazy. Chloe's birthday is on Friday.
Yay.
Which I was gonna make her. She wants cake pops.
Is she gonna be 8 or 9?
9. Yeah. So she wants cake pops, but they don't have school Friday, which is their actual birthday. So I have to make them today, so she can bring them in tomorrow. Crazy. But like, she's like, I want it to bring stuff for my class. And then on Friday they have gymnastics. She's like, can I bring treats for my gymnastics? Can I bring treats? And then they have like Awana tonight. She's like, can I bring? I'm like, no. I'm not making like 200 different things. Like, no. Your class is fine. And then she like makes a list. I think she has like 20 some odd kids in her class. But she's like, but I want to bring some to this teacher and this. So she has, I think, like 35 that I have to make. Because she'll, like, go and, like, hand deliver things.
She's so funny.
Mm-hmm. It's like, are you sure you don't want, like, cupcakes? Because that would be way easier.
So, like, you're way nicer than me because I'm like, okay, it's your birthday. I'm making Rice Krispie treats. That's what you get.
I know. I don't know how I got myself into this because I'm just like, are you sure you don't want cupcakes? She's like, I really want cake pops. I'm like, but they're so small. And tedious and like.
Well, you could actually do it with her cake pop.
Those things are so small. The ones that she has, it is so tiny. And the ones that I make are way better.
I know.
You bake a cake. I'm actually going to do 2, I think. And then you let it cool, and then you crumble it and mix in just a little bit of frosting, and then you roll them into balls, and then you cool them, and then you take them out, and then you dip them in the chocolate and put sprinkles on them. They're good.
You're a way better mom than me. I feel bad.
No. They're so tasty. I'm excited to eat them.
So, I do feel bad, though, because I'm, like, not... I hate, like, when kids get sick. I hate it. Like, Bella had a really bad cold when we went to Colorado. Now, for those of you that don't know this, I'm sure you do. Colorado is at a higher altitude, and sometimes people will get altitude sickness. And I think her having a cold topped with that going from our lower altitude to a higher altitude, which is about 5,000 feet, I think, from Johnstown to there. To where we were at Colorado, like, just exasperated, because, you know, like, your ears pop and all that stuff, but when you have a head cold, your ears don't pop, and it just stays there. So I think, like, she just had a bad time. So, like, you know, like, we made her drink water and all that stuff, and, but I'm, like, so cranky. I'm not nice at all. Like, I feel bad. Like, I seriously make an effort to be a nice mom. Like, how horrible is that to say?
It's hard when they're sick, and they're, like, not good sick. Like, whiny sick is no fun whatsoever. I lose my patience, too.
Yeah. I am just not nice at all. Like, it's most of it is because she'll, like, not tell me when she's sick. And I'm like, if you're sick, you need to tell me so I can give you the medicine that will make you better. Because you're not going to get better by licking all the stuff that you lick. Because she's like one of those kids that'll chew on things and lick things. And I'm just like, no wonder you're sick. So,
yeah.
That being said, I was sick on Monday.
What kind of sick?
Like, I was going to the bathroom like every 10 minutes. And I had like a fever. But it started out as I just was going to the bathroom. So I went to school and taught. And then after art, I was just waiting because we only had one car. And I was just waiting in Andy's office. And I got really cold. Like, I was like freezing. Like, I put on my jacket and I was like huddled up freezing. And his, you know, room is not cold. It's like warm. And I'm like, it's so cold. And it was like 60 out, mind you. So then we go home, and I, like, fell asleep in the car. I was, like, freezing. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cold out. And Andy's like, no, it's not. It's, like, 60. I'm like, but it's cold. So then we get home. Or then we were going to go and give some money, because our car has been in the shop to be fixed, and we were saving money to get it fixed. So we were just going to pay him, like, half so that he could buy the parts to fix it, because we finally had saved enough. And so we went to pay him, and he's like, actually, I fixed it, and it's ready, and it's less than what I thought. So I was like, oh, good, because we were going to have to save, like, an extra $120 to get to what he had first told us.
Yeah.
And this has been since Thanksgiving. So we were like, yay, we actually have that amount. So we paid for it, and we got our car back.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But, so I'm, like, in the throes of, like, a fever. Like, I'm freezing. So I'm like, okay. And so I just drove home, and then I crawled into bed. And I'm, like, so thankful for cell phones, because Andy, I guess, he was gonna go, and someone had let the air out of the tire, so they, like, checked it to make sure it wasn't, like, broken or anything on the car that we just had fixed. So I crawled into bed, and I was, like, so cold. I was wearing my mittens that I knit. I had my pajama, which are, like, flannel pajamas. I had socks on. I was debating putting, like, socks on over those socks. I was so cold, and I was wrapped up in the blanket, and the sheet and the blanket, which are flannel sheets, and the blanket, and I had a sweatshirt on. And then I was, like, still really cold, so I texted Madison. I'm like, can you bring me up some of our ibuprofen, which we keep it downstairs. And so she came up, and I was like, can you take this and refill this water, because I don't have any water. And I knew I needed to be drinking, but I was, like, so exhausted I couldn't move. I was so cold. And so I have my mittens on, like, they're mittens. And then I was like, can you bring up a movie for me to watch? The Netflix, I don't know, for whatever reason, our PlayStation updated, and now Netflix is not working on it.
That's a bummer. Yeah.
Like, it doesn't pull all the TV shows and movies. Like, it doesn't pull the pictures, and then it doesn't play, and it says it's not connected, and it says it's our internet, but we can take our tablets, which are, like, a weaker signal than our PlayStation, and get Netflix on our tablets up there. So it doesn't make sense. So I think it's, like, something with the Netflix app on the PlayStation. But anyways, so she brought up all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, can you see if there's a...
Oh, I can't hear you.
So I had her give me a blanket, and she started a movie for me, and I just laid there. And then Andy came home, and I texted him. I was like, while you're out, can you get some, like, Gatorade? Because I hate Gatorade, but I knew I needed, like, something.
Yeah.
So he stopped, and then I just, like, laid there, and luckily I had put stuff in the crock pot that morning for them to have dinner, so they had dinner. And then that whole night was, like, the worst night ever. Like, like, when you have a fever, when it finally breaks, you get, like, so hot, you have to, like, take off all the clothes that you put on because you were so cold. It was crazy. And then yesterday, I was just kind of, like, out of it. You know how you are. Mm-hmm. But I sewed a lot. But I'm, like, behind a whole day of sewing now. But I sewed a ton yesterday, and I plan on sewing a lot today. And then tomorrow is going to be a crazy day, because a friend of mine is starting a new Bible study, and since my Bible study doesn't meet because they're older women and there's snow in the winter normally, she asked if I wanted to come to her one she's starting, so I'm going to go to that. And then tomorrow night at our church is a grief share group meeting, and I'm going to go to that, so it's a little crazy.
Busy.
But yeah, so life has been a little insane, but we finally have our other car back, so that's really nice. Not living with one car is really crazy. Like, we've did it since
Thanksgiving, you said.
Thanksgiving, but we had done it before when we were down on car. I'm just like so sick of things breaking. Like it was really bad there. Like I was really upset. Like we got back from our vacation, our washer broke. We're trying to save money to fix our car. Like I was just like so upset. I did a sale though real quick for our washer, and so I was able to make back some of that.
That's nice.
For our washer, so that was really nice. But yeah. Life has been so insanely crazy, it's not even funny. Which I think is like another reason why we haven't been able to podcast, because it's like, not that we didn't want to, it's just, it's been insane. Like we went on our trip and we missed that week, but then when we got back, it was just insane.
Well, it's kind of like a week and a half, because like,
yeah,
you spent packing a day, and we were gone for, 8 or 9 days? 10? You guys were gone for longer. You traveled for, 2 days compared to ours. Anyways, but yeah, you come back, and then you have to, well, we came back, and our espresso machine had leaked all over the floor.
Oh, yeah.
And...
Was it broken or just leaked?
No, because Joe turned the water off to it. The heat, because we have a heater hooked, or the water heater hooked up to it, because that's how it steams the milk.
Yeah.
But Joe's like, I wouldn't turn this off. I'm like, I probably wouldn't do that. He's like, it doesn't need to be heated. I'm like, yeah, but I don't think that's a good idea. I think we had problems with that one time. But he did it anyways. So then, halfway through our vacation, his mom is calling him because she was coming here to feed Tallulah, and said it was leaking, and whatever. So I came home, and it's smells horrible because the pad underneath was soaked.
Oh no.
So I got out, we have a carpet cleaner, and I sucked it all up and I washed it and stuff, and the stain came up. Well, then the next day, it all turned brown again, because I guess the pad underneath was just soaked and dirty, because it's right, it's the traffic area, so it's just a
that's how carpet is.
So I finally just hooked a fan up to it and dried it out. But I should really clean it again.
Did the stain come out?
Kinda, not really. I need to rewash it again now that it was completely dry, because I think I was just spraying stuff, and it was just making the pad more soaked, and
Yeah.
Dad's response was, he's like, well, I want to put hardwood floor in there anyways, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe not real hardwood, but that stuff.
I watch enough of the flipper flops and fixer uppers to know that even the laminate looks so good.
Yeah. Well, we did that in our old house. We put
yeah, that's right.
I like it. It was the cheaper, it wasn't Pergo, it was more like a laminate, like you said. So it's got a little wear and tear to it. But it's not horrible, and it looks better than the nasty carpet that was in there.
And you know how much nicer that'll be if you went with Draco and kids?
Yes, with kids. This carpet in here is so stained, it's not even funny. We all lived in it, and then when we moved in here with kids, it just went down the crapper. Anyways, so I had to deal with that the first couple days, and it was just so frustrating.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Sometimes if you have the hard stain, go to Walmart or somewhere and rent one of those red rug doctors for an hour.
Yeah.
And because it sucks it up really good, just to suck it up.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've just been, I forget what we've been doing. I don't even know.
Laundry was a big part of our time.
Still doing laundry, I feel like. And catching up with the kids' schoolwork, because they didn't finish it all on the train. That was a pain. You're not talking again. They finally did, though, for the most part.
Madison and Bella did finish their homework, which is good.
They had so much, it wasn't even funny. I kind of didn't even want to bring it on the trip, because I knew that would happen, but for the most part, we got it done. There was a few things that Truby didn't finish, and I just wrote a note to his teacher. And I'm like, we can do it at home, or you can, keep him in from recess, and catch up a little bit.
Well, I know that, I think for us, it was a little bit easier, because we had homeschooled them like that, so the girls are used to doing their schoolwork
right
on their own. Like, so they were actually, I think it was a little bit easier because with the homeschool they had to like watch the lesson and do all this. So this was just like filling out the worksheets basically.
And mine aren't.
So I think that's why mine got theirs done, is what
right.
I'm saying. So
Leah and Gabe did. They got their stuff finished. I think because they're older and more responsible and mature. Chloe did most of her things.
Well, I know when the girls were doing their work, Leah was sitting there with them.
Yeah.
So.
Chloe did most of her stuff. I forget. I think she had like, a math sheet or two that she didn't quite understand, and I was like, you know what? You can go and talk to your teacher about it. You know, that's not a big deal. Like, they give you this so you're not far behind, but if you're having issues, whatever.
That's what I kept telling Madison. I'm like, if you don't understand this, you need to talk to your teacher.
And then Trubin, he's just, he's like a handful when it comes to homework time. And like, he has to read 10 minutes a night, and then they have like, like words that they have to know, their sight words, so it's like reading and spelling and like a few things.
It's not first grade?
Yeah. It's not hard stuff. And then usually like a math worksheet. They're really not hard things, but like he puts up such a fuss and like flops on the ground. It takes him 2 hours to do things like at night normal. Like he'll come home from school and it's just like insane to get him to do things. I'm hoping.
Do you give him like time off because he's been at school all day?
Yeah, he goes and plays and stuff. But when we actually start to do it, he's just like, ugh.
Trying to think of.